What's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing, and I'm back at it with another boxing video. So this is my breakdown and prediction for this fight we got coming up this weekend. Guillermo versus John Riel Casimero. John Riel Casimero being the champion. Man's fighting is a Filipino guy. This guy's like a champion in three different weight classes. You know what I mean? This guy's been a champ at like bantamweight, super flyweight, and he beat Amnat Rangrong. He's been all over flyweight. I know he had a junior flyweight, so he's had numerous titles. You know what I mean? So John Riel Casimero versus the 40-year-old Guillermo Rigondeaux. Now Casimero has the age advantage. He's about 31 years old, I believe. 30 wins, 4 losses, and 21 KOs. He's about 464-inch reach. Guillermo Rigondeaux is 5'4", I believe, 68-inch reach. And Rigo has only one loss. He's like 20-1 with like 15 KOs or 13 KOs, okay? So this is a good fight right here, man. One of the best fights of the year. I'm glad this fight is on and popping. It was really supposed to be. Initially, it was first Guillermo Rigondeaux versus Casimero. Then it looked like when Donaire won himself a WBC strap when he beat the Frenchman Nordine Ubali. Donaire got himself a strap, so he was going to be in a unification with Casimero rather than Rigondeaux versus Casimero. Rigo looked like he was obliged to step aside, probably got some step aside money. But then the man, what's the guy's name? Nonito Donaire, he pulled, I don't care nobody say, he ducked this fellow Filipino. He don't want to lose to this Filipino right here. He'd rather lose to anybody else rather than a Filipino, you know what I mean? And I'll probably make a video about that. I'm saying when I'm really doing this video, come to think about it, Slim really ducked Casimero, Nonito Donaire, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm probably going into more details about that on the next video. In the meantime, in between time, let's get into this breakdown and prediction. Now, Casimero, how he got a strap. He beat Zulani Tete, you know what I mean, for this WBO 118 strap. Pulled off a vicious victory. I believe he knocked him out in like one round or something, you know what I mean? Or maybe at least the third round. It was real early, you know. Now, Guillermo Rigondeaux, I'm sorry, Casimero is a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's a good fighter. But, you know, Casimero, though, them fellas, he's a wild man. He's a wild boy, you know what I mean? He's really a wild boy. You check it, but that's okay. Guillermo Rigondeaux's been in the amateurs, a two-time gold medal Olympian. This ain't nothing new to him. He'll handle his business if he comes prepared, because John Riel Casimero, the younger fighter, definitely is going to come in prepared. So his last two fights, Casimero has taken the scalps of two Africans, you know what I mean? He beat Duke Micah, man out of Ghana, who was undefeated, who was an Olympian, I believe, in the 2016, maybe 2012 Olympics, you know what I mean, for Ghana. But he came up short in his first world title attempt. You know what I mean? I'd been making videos like, God damn, when Duke Micah going to get a world title opportunity? When he got one, Casimero handled his business, stopped him in 3. And Casimero also stopped Zulani Tete, you know what I mean? Now, these two African brothers, man, I don't think they was they was ready for the wild Filipino, man. The man Casimero has an awkward style, you know what I'm saying? He's an ambush fighter. He's the type of guy, you don't want to fight this guy on the streets, man. You don't want to fight this guy on the streets because John Riel Casimero comes from hungry, humble beginnings in the Philippines, just like Guillermo Rigondeaux. That's what makes this fight an intriguing fight, you know what I mean? John Riel Casimero is trying to defend his world strap. Like I said, he's been a champion numerous times in many different divisions. So I believe John Riel Casimero, he's going to have to put the pressure on the man Rigo, you know what I mean? Rigo is a kind of guy who would prefer to fight on the inside, the outside, parry that jab, you know what I'm saying? Use his jab hand as like a broomstick, like, you know, just trying to find range, not necessarily trying to stick and move and jab you to death all night with the jab, but it's basically to create distance, you know what I mean? So he can pop off on that left hand. I'm saying Casimero has a good overhand right. Guillermo Rigondeaux got to be aware of that for the from the orthodox fighter, you know what I mean? The uppercuts, the left uppercut from Casimero, it's a good punch for him that he can get popping the body shots. And if he wants to keep Guillermo Rigondeaux stationary, he's gonna have to go to that body, boy. He's gonna have to lick them shots body. You know what I mean? In order for Rigo not to have any lateral movement. You know what I mean? Now Rigo's legs look like they haven't been the same legs he used to have. You know what I'm saying? In the fight with this, who is this Julio Cesar? What's that guy's name? Hugo. That Mexican guy, man. Dude was giving Rigo work too. He was giving Rigo work, but I know Rigo. I don't care what nobody says. Rigo was playing possum in that fight. He knew this guy Julio Ceja ain't on his level. He's not. So what he did was stand in the pocket to make it a little bit more exciting for the fasting to think that the man Rigo is done, washed up. And then the man Rigo blasted him out, you know what I'm saying? Although it was a kind of bad stoppage, and I'm a big Rigo fan, I thought it was a bad stoppage. But that guy wasn't beating Rigo. Best believe that. And neither was Liborio Solis. They gave that Liborio Solis fight a split decision. No, no, no. There's been a bias in the hatred towards man like Guillermo Rigondeaux since he beat fellas like Donaire. Nobody had a problem with the man till he beat Donaire. Then they said, "Oh my gosh, this little black Cuban dude with the gold grill, man, this dude don't even speak English and he be talking crazy in Spanish. But this dude right here might become a problem." So they had to put this guy on like how Dante's Boxing Nation said. There's the hope list, and what's the list for these type of fighters? Anyways, I forgot what you call it, but basically, these dangerous black fighters that a lot of people don't want to fight. And you can do all you want when I say these dangerous black fighters, anybody listening to this YouTube, because if you know anything about Guillermo Rigondeaux's career, he's been ducked his whole career. He was ducked by Frampton. He was ducked by what's the guy's name? The Scott Quigg guy. You know what I'm saying? When there was at 122, you don't got to tell me about the Mexican dude. What's his name? Leo Santa Cruz. He ducked him too. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Of course, the man Lomachenko brought him up 2 weight classes to beat him at 130, and Lomachenko fanatics were so psyched because really and truly, till this day, 2021, as I speak, that's the best name on the man, Vasil Lomachenko's resume. Tisk, tisk, tisk. What a shame. They tried to gas it up and hype it up, like he beat I remember when he beat them fellas, Rigo, man. They tried to say that the man Guillermo Rigondeaux is the best fighter of all time at 130 pounds, better than Floyd Mayweather. When I made a video showing how you guys are out of your mind. The guy is the best fighter at 130 because he beat guys like Rocky Martinez. When I made that video, I lost 37 subscribers in one day. Just shows you how fickle and fanatical fanboys people are, that they can't handle the truth. I'm glad I'm cut from a different fabric. But anyways, let me carry on. So, Guillermo Rigondeaux hasn't had the best of legs. Like I said, I think he was playing possum in them fights with Liborio Solis, because Liborio Solis couldn't hurt him. The man Rigo had a vicious, crazy high guard in that fight, and it was hard for the Venezuelan Liborio Solis to penetrate that high guard. You know what I mean? You check it, but the man Casimero is not that defensively responsible. He does throw punches and bunches and from different angles, but he doesn't really protect his face. He doesn't bring back his hands to his face or bring back his right hand back after, maybe he throws an overhand lead right, and he doesn't really bring back his hand back, his right hand back to protect his cranium, you know what I mean? Like he's holding a telephone, and that's where the man Guillermo Rigondeaux, you check it, has to look for them opportunities. And if you know anything about Rigo is not going to be the one out there trying to be, leading as far as letting combinations go. No, he's going to react and wait for Casimero to let his punches go. And those type of opportunities is where Rigo can counterpunch. And with that lead left, and Guillermo Rigondeaux is a guy who's seasoned, a guy who knows how to hit the vital bones in man's face, in his opponent's face, you know what I mean, to cause him a lot of discomfort and possibly injure him, you know what I mean? Now, he hasn't had one of those type of beatdowns in a little while, you know what I'm saying? But it's all about punch placement. And Guillermo Rigondeaux's punch placement is better than the man Casimero. Although Casimero is definitely the more active fighter as far as throwing more combinations and stuff, you know what I mean? But Casimero is also a guy who is reckless and also is a showboat at times. And I think that there's opportunities for the man Guillermo Rigondeaux to counterpunch and counterpunch the showboater when the man Casimero wants to take this to a street fight. If Casimero fights how he usually does, like on some backyard, back alley type shit, and Guillermo Rigondeaux knows that and employs a boxing style, then this could make for a great clash of styles, you know what I mean? The brawler versus the boxer puncher, you know what I'm saying? And Casimero is a guy who's a vicious hitter. He's a vicious puncher, you know what I mean? You know, you just don't knock out Zulani Tete like that. Although Tete had been knocked out before, well, you know, Casimero took that strap from him, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the jab, if you saw the fight versus Duke Micah, is the jab was giving the man, what's his name, problems. Um, Giving Casimero problems. Duke Micah's jab, you know what I mean? But this guy, Casimero, is a tough fighter. His right and left uppercuts and his right and left hooks, if he can apply that type of pressure all night on Rigo, then he'll win this fight. You know what I mean? Possibly even by stoppage. We've never seen Rigo get stopped, but I'm saying possibly because this is an old man we're talking about, 40 years old, and Casimero is a hungry fighter out the Philippines who got his swag right, confidence is to the max, and he ain't taking no shorts. You know what I mean? But Guillermo Rigondeaux has to use now his veteranship and wily, cunning veteran tactics to possibly to make history and become a 40-year-old bantamweight champion. You don't see stuff like that. And I think that the man Rigo is going to have to do a lot of circling. And if he does want to stand in the pocket, like versus Julio Ceja, he's gonna have to let his hands go. But Rigo, from what I know of him, and I know him very well, he's not a good inside fighter. He don't got an inside game. He want to predominantly stay on the outside. While a man like Casimero can fight at mid range and or on the inside, you know what I mean? But I think Rigo has to bait this man, you know what I mean? Into punches where he makes him miss and makes him pay and counter punches him and possibly hurts him. You know what I mean? I think Rigo can win this fight on points or could win via KO or stoppage. John Real Casimero could win via KO. If he wins on points, it'll be because he been on top of Guillermo Rigondeaux the whole night, you know what I mean? Or possibly, if it's a close fight, they're going to give it to Casimero, best believe that. The powers that be been trying to get rid of Rigo, you know what I mean? And Rigo's still here, you know what I'm saying? Gold grill and all, you know? But I think Guillermo Rigondeaux is a better fighter. And I think Guillermo Rigondeaux will make history. And he will win this fight on Saturday night. I got confidence and faith in Rigo. Never really, just like Manny Pacquiao. Only time I picked against Pacquiao was against Floyd Mayweather. I was gonna make a prediction video versus Pacquiao versus Spence, and I was going Pacquiao. Just like Rigo, I ain't never picked against him. Ain't gonna do that tonight. And I can't wait for this fight on Saturday. Guillermo Rigondeaux is gonna win this fight via split decision, a close fight on the judges' scorecards, or he might win a possibly stoppage. This guy could get stopped, you know what I mean? He's been beat by guys like Maruti Mutalini. Don't forget that, you know. This man, what you call him, Casimero has some losses on his record, you know what I mean? You check it, the man lost to guys, she's lost to guys I've never even heard of, you know what I mean? I remember he did lose to Amnat Rangrong, then he came back and stopped Rangrong, and I believe he got himself a strap, that IBF, was it flyweight or super flyweight, one of the two, you know what I mean? But there's by no means is this guy invincible. This guy can be beat, can be stopped, and I gotta go with the boxer, puncher. I always do, over the brawler. And nothing gonna change with that. B March Boxley, your thoughts and comments. I got Rigo winning this fight via split decision or stoppage. And if stoppage will probably come in the 9th to the 10th round. Alright? B March Boxley, your thoughts and comments. Let me know how you guys see this fight, and I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, we got a low blow champ in the chat. What's happening, big man? He says Rigo gonna outbox him, but it'll have its moments. Rigo gets clipped sometimes. Damn, Rigo plus 180 on the odds. Hey, I'm gonna put some paper on the man Rigo. Best believe that. I gotta get down there to William and Hill, right there where the Wizards play at. 7th and G Street. B Marsh Boxley, your thoughts and comments. Big ups to everybody in the chat. Mike 104, salute my guy. He says Rigo versus Donaire was 8 years ago. That's my biggest concern. He's older for sure. He definitely is older, but no, he has no wear and tear on him. Nah, not at all. Not at all. Not nothing at all whatsoever. You know what I mean? Rigo, if you know Rigo, he's in shape year round. And like I said, I know he was playing possum with that Julio Ceja when he was standing in the pocket, just trying to make it an interesting fight, you know what I mean? Because this was a fight, like his second fight after that, lost to Vasyl Lomachenko, you know what I mean? In 2017, he was out the ring for damn near 2 years, you know what I'm saying? And then he fought Julio Ceja, Labario Solis, two guys who are former world champions. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. So he's fighting a third champion or former world champion in a row. Rigo got this. Best believe that. I'm gone. Peace.